guys were Madison Police Department, and actually, they were rodeo cops. They had no idea that I was a hero, that I had just saved two kids' lives, and yeah. So this did not do their freaking homework. Yeah, they got the lights all off.
Michael Kelley, Dunsmuir, California.
Okay, so I'm targeted. And I was a chef at 15 years old in Dana Point, California. I was born in Van Nuys, around the corner from the car wash. I sang to everybody at the restaurants that I ran till I was 23. Then I joined the service as a radar repairman. I went at 23. I went to Germany. I became the best radar repairman in all of Europe because I was the first person to hit 99.8% on live fire with 36 Vulcans that I was in charge of as an E4. I also brought the backlog down from 56 pieces of radar equipment to 0. And for that, they offered me to take over all the helicopter instrumentation for the Big Red One in Junction City, Kansas. I refused that. I ETS'd right as I had trained 5 years before Desert Storm. I got out. I'd never collected an unemployment check, never qualified for any public assistance, and still I don't, because I make maybe $200 over the limit. I've never asked anybody for anything. I went to work for Chrysler for 23 years. Within 6 months, they made me lead technician. I was a UAW worker, grade 7. I was over everyone in test services, test engineering. I built the testers. I built the first airbag tester. Chrysler did not have a Takata airbag problem because of something that I did to make it where the field service techs, well, they could make sure that the sensor signals they were able to see that they were clear and they could measure. Well, that saved my life on January 3rd when I hit 3 trees this year. I walked away from that and lost my license. My cars were stolen, tampered with. 23 years I was that guy for Chrysler. I worked in the prototype lab. I was the analyst. I built the testers for all the plants, and then people followed behind me and built testers, and I installed them and debugged them in the automotive plants. I worked in Huntsville, Alabama for Chrysler Electronics, and not only did I do prototyping in that, I also built testers like vision testers, all kinds of different testers, but I also worked on the products as the analyst. Every product. I went out around the country, Canada and Mexico, and updated them every year. I stopped several recalls myself. Yes, I was that guy for the United States of America that kept everybody safe in a Chrysler product. And the troops that were in the Vulcans in battle or not, but the Vulcans worked. I was the best radar repairman in all of Europe. All of this is documented. I don't lie, cheat, or steal. and I damn sure don't abuse women and children. So anything that somebody says negative, well, you better come talk to me, because I didn't do what they think I did. And I am highly educated, but I can't find my transcripts to anything. Why? I don't know. But I'm here. And I'm here for a purpose.
Great job, Michael. So, first question. Are you targeted?
Yes, I am. Since May 2018.
Second question. When did you first hear about targeting?
About 6 months ago, after I had investigated everything, including the people who started hacking me before 2018, when I moved here to Dunsmuir from Costello.
And does this involve the term targeted individuals?
Yes, it does. I knew about gang stalking. I figured it out. Who was doing it? Flashing lights and laser beams into my bedroom at night, making noises outside, keeping me up. Sleep deprivation is what it's called. And if you haven't read all of it in Wikipedia, you should, because you do not know all of the symptoms. And you don't know as much as you think you do.
Why do you believe you were targeted?
I was targeted because my counselor for the death of my son in 2012 back in Alabama, and the death of my father in May of 2013, 5 months after we got to Costello to take care of him. The counselor that I was going to for PTSD, which I've had since I was 48, I was retired from Chrysler on 100% disability. Then, well, we moved out here, and that was Christmas of 2012, and without being able to grieve over my son, my father dies. I went to see the counselor. He said in his notes that I was better and getting better over my son's death and my father's. Plus, the reason I had PTSD is because I worked a highly technical job. I coached baseball. I also was the beer man or bud man at the Joe Davis Stadium for the Bash Brothers, Jose and Mark McGuire. And then I started a production company, full entertainment production company, of course with no money, but did a lot of benefit concerts for the AIDS Action Coalition, the Veterans Home. Make-A-Wish was the last one that I produced. I also did the Veterans Home, Moose Lodge, all kinds of different non-profit organizations. I did it because I could, not because of the money. I produced the Panoply Festival in Huntsville, Alabama for 7 years, I believe, and produced national bands, regional, and unionized the local bands and put them in the best clubs in Huntsville, Alabama. I also did the Space and Rocket Center and put bands underneath the space shuttle in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, and by the way, good job, Ethan. 6 times he's graduated from space camp. I gave him popular science at 8 years old.
Great job, Ethan.
Right? That's my grandson. I just found out that I have an 18-year-old granddaughter I didn't know about. Here, you want to sit up here with me? Come on. Yeah, your mama wants to see you anyway, right? This is my cat, little shit. All right, go on. Go eat.
if you could say anything to anyone else in this universe about these topics, regardless of their stance or position in the universe, what would it be? Positive and negative.
Stop the abuse around the world. The governments should not be killing citizens. And that is exactly what's happening here. They're killing me. They're using radio waves, electromagnetic. I don't fit in anybody's shoes. So they have to put me to sleep. They have to do this to protect their butts because they were busted hacking me, hacking my bank accounts, that's federally insured bank accounts, shutting my bank accounts down, even shutting down the bank's computer while I was applying for my last one. They have isolated me. I've been in 2 collisions at the same spot. One was with a bear shooting out in a work zone with cars behind me, full speed ahead. I couldn't avoid it. That was last year, about this time. They kept me from getting a rent-a-car, kept me over. The car was stolen by supposedly my roommate, who owes me a lot of money, and everybody owes me money because they don't pay. In this county, they were caught on film. And how? Well, I was studying them, every reflection off of every window, north and south, east and west, and they kept coming. They kept coming, and they haven't stopped, and they are in my house, in my attic somehow, in my house all the time. I can't leave my house because what? They arrested my car. First, the second head-on was a head-on with trees. See my Facebook page. Yep. You can follow me too, because I'm around the world with all of you.
And what is your Facebook? What are your links to any social media you have so people can get in contact with you who ever want to ask you anything?
My link is Michael John Kelley, John Kelley in Mexico, because, well, they keep stealing my phones, all my computers. There's been 8 computers now stolen, 16 phones, SIM cards, SD cards from every camera. I've been through 5 camera systems. They stolen the gun that killed Malcolm X, the PPK Sport, right? Yes, my father owned it legally. And I was going to donate it, or not donate it, but try to get some kind of money from the museum in Washington, the Smithsonian, whichever. And that was stolen. They stole all my wealth. Anything that I loved, they took away from me, even my wife. And that was started by a counselor who lied.
And the last question, are you religious in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, I am. I fully believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And He is the only reason I'm still alive. And when I did go to see Him, it was on purpose. I am that thorn is His thigh. And I'm here because I stand for the American people and the American flag, and I hate traitors that have sold out to the communists. They're here. That's who's attacking me. Traitors.
Thank you, Michael Kelley.
Right on. Right on. Right on Washington Avenue.